Many people believe that hair is just a physical characteristic of a person, but it is much more than that. For many people, especially those belonging to historically marginalized ethnic groups, hair has become a powerful symbol of resistance and identity. Throughout history, different cultures have used hair as an instrument of expression and meaning. Thus, it is possible to identify various hairstyles and ways of wearing hairs that have many meanings, such as braids and black power. The Black Power movement emerged in the United States during the extensive mobilizations of the Afro-descendant community in search of equal civil rights in the 1960s. Its influence spread significantly to the black populations of Latin America and the Caribbean in the years and decades that followed. The symbol of resistance for the members of the movement was the armed hair, since the movement has also fighting for the acceptance of black beauty and the natural hair, going against the imposed standards. At the time, Black Power has a rallying cry for various movements, so many groups shared this motto and fought together. One of the most prominent groups has the Black Panthers, a political party that emerged in the United States in the 1960s, a part of the civil rights movement for the black community. At the peak in 1968, the organization had 5,000 members, which triggered an intense response from the USA government, resulting in several arrests of chains of terrorist activities. Angela Davis played a pivotal role as a leading Black Panthers activist, gaining international recognition. In the 1970s, she became the third woman on the FBI Most Wanted list, facing charges of conspiracy, kidnapping, and murder. Davis has alleged involved in Jonathan Jackson's attempts to save his older brother, George Jackson, during his trial. This resulted in the tragic death of the judge in the case, Harold Haley, other animates, and Jonathan Jackson. Also, Black Power, both as a movement and as a hairstyle, is widely recognized and synonymous with resistance and struggle. It encouraged many people to be free with the hair, not just with a bob, but how they felt best.
The Black Power movement has brought another perspective to the use of braids. As a form of self-esteem, beauty, and affirmation of identity, the braid hairstyle is a way to remember ancestors. Braids have ancient origins. They have been worn for thousands of years and have taken on various meanings. Why is this part in the Africa? Braids indicate it belong to a clan, religion, and age. But during slavery, braids became a form of escape, like a map of freedom. For example, the number of braids worn could indicate the number of pants to follow where were defined someone who could help them escape slavery. Just as they kept grains of rice between their braids to feed themselves during their escape. In this way, hair became a symbol of communication, identity, and resistance.
Among the different haircuts we have Bantu knots. It's a small band of coiled hair and braids, with also triangular section partings, originated in Africa. Bantu is a term that refers to many indigenous groups in southern Africa. However, it is believed that Zulu tribe created this look. and it was rocked after famous artists like Rihanna and Lauryn Hill used this haircut. Box braids is another haircut. The word braid means three stem plates, and box refers to how the hair is sectioned into squares on the scalp before the extension. And depending on the size of the braids, parting and head up to around 80 braids can fit. Famous artists like Zendaya and Leticia Wright have already used this hair. Finally, we have twist. The twist can be defined as a hairstyle divided and wrapped around each other. The sections of hair can range from large to small, and there are many different styles of twisted hairstyles option, like two-strand twist and curly twist.
The origins of dreads and turbans. The dreads is a accessory that origination was used by slaves African Americans, men and women to protect their hair and heat from suns, bugs, and dirtiness during the work. In the beginning of 30s, during the hard Renaissance and the Big Depressions, the dreads began to be used to prevent the hairstyles. In the final of the 60s, with Black Power movement, the dreads became an accessory of fashion and symbol of resistance among the African Americans at that age. Going to origins of turbans. The origins of turbans is unknown, but it is estimated that population in the East already wore headbands before the emergence of islands in 17th century. The use of adornments with different symbols is also adopted in India as a symbol of caste and status. In Africa, the oldest expression of its use comes from ancient Egypt as a fundamental piece of clothing for the pharaohs. In other locations on the continent, the turbans began to be used under the name Oja, with specific ties to expression religious functions. Turbans on the head has already been associated with protecting the mind and encouraging faith. In Brazil, the use of turbans is related to the reappropriation of black culture that was adapted, which has even provoked a discussion about cultural appropriation due to the use of accessories by white peoples.
With a $250 loan, George and John Johnson founded Johnson Product Co. Inc. in 1954 in Chicago, Illinois. The company produced hair care products for African American men and women. Produced in the late 1960s, IFSP was one of Johnson's best-known products during a time when the natural afro became a popular hairstyle for African Americans. In 1971, Johnson became the first black company to sponsor a nationally syndicated television program, Soul Train, and the first African-American-owned company to trade on the American Stock Exchange. The company's commercial was a historic milestone in the representation of people of African descent on TV and also in the black beauty industry.
Cinema and television exert a great influence on people's habits and customs, playing an important role in the construction of the imaginary, in the formation of their aesthetic and comportamental references, making them consume what is popular according to what is presented to them from the perspective of the movie and series. This research can be used to help reduce existing discrimination and racial prejudice, serving as an inspiration and boost for the empowerment of Black children, young people, and adults. Seeing Black people with hair similar to what of a child in the cinema, for example, can create a sense of identification and belonging, which is particularly important for the self-esteem of Black people who, for various reasons, face the lack of characters and tales that reflect their own experiences. Over the years, many films, series, and cartoons have been focused on showing this representation.
Cause I'm a stalker, I seen all of your posts. And I'm just tryna play it cool now. But that's not what I wanna do now. And I'm not tryna be with you now, you now. You make it difficult to not overthink. And when I'm with you, I turn all shades of pink. I wanna touch you, but don't wanna be weird. It's such a rush, I'm thinking.